So, we're on a broker. We have $30 on our balance, and it is with this amount that we will disperse our deposit today. We will open transactions on a 1-minute time frame, and I have already selected all currency pairs with the most optimal percentage for payments and chart movements. Today, we have a selection of these indicators. These are Bollinger Bands, Stochastic Oscillator, and Fractal. Today, we will trade in a combination of these indicators, and overall, this is a very good strategy. We will focus on pullbacks of the movement, on trend movement, and in general, we will also be able to navigate the flat dynamics well, according to the settings of the Bollinger Bands. We set the deviation to 2 in the period 13. We leave the fractal with default settings. We have stochastic, one of the stochastics with a period of 7, the second with a period of 15 oversold and overbought areas. We leave 20 and 80 on both stochastics, and I suggest you start trading. And after my trading campaign, you will understand how to navigate correctly when trading using this strategy, and how to open trades correctly. Actually, let's get started and select the first entry. Here we will open the deal on a downgrade, a good entry point. Look, let's highlight the working area. First, we see a touch of the upper moving average, and it wasn't just a touch, it was an update to our local maximum, so the movement should go into a pullback. In the first candle, it went into a pullback, then an upward momentum again, seemed to us, but this momentum only increases the percentage. On the profitability of the transaction, since the movement should still go down, because we see an exit from the overbought area on our wallpaper oscillator. Let's watch the result. There are 10 seconds left. And the first trade closes with a plus without any problems. As I said, our movement went even further down into the correction, and therefore we recorded a positive trade. When you see a combination of these indicators like this, then you open a deal to go down. I think you understand that. Now let's fix the deal to go up and select the next currency pair. Let's open a deal here for a raise and also allocate a workspace. We are opening into a retracement of the correction. Look, we see an exit from the oversold area. For our 2 oscillators, as well as an update of the local minimum for the fractal, touching the lower moving band of the channel indicator. So the deal opens up here. When you see a combination of indicators in this form, then you open the deal up. I think you also understood this. Let's watch the result of our second deal. And our second deal is also closing in a plus. There was a downward momentum at the moment, and we almost lost the deal with you, but in general, we see the dynamics of the movement, and everything becomes clear to us. Let's look at some other entry into the deal and select the next currency pair. Look, here we will analyze just another trade entry, and we will analyze here the touch of the Bollinger Moving Average. We are interested in the intra-channel movement, so we will highlight this area of movement. We see a correction with upward dynamics, the local minimum has been updated, the touch of the moving average has occurred, and accordingly, in this case, you always need to open a deal at It doesn't matter to the trend whether it was a downward or upward trend. And let's keep an eye on the result. We have about 15 seconds left. Our deal closes in a plus? When you see such a pattern of movement and such a combination of indicators, then open a deal to increase. Consider exactly the same entry, but we will open a deal to decrease. And let's select the next currency pair. To consolidate the result, I decided to open another deal of the same nature, highlight the workspace. Here we also focus on the intra-channel movement. We see the upward dynamics, the local maximum has been updated again. Then the price has gone into correction, the local minimum should be updated according to the fractal, and we reopen according to the dynamics of movement. In our case, let's look at the result. We have a little more than 20 seconds left. Once again, our deal closes in a plus. I hope you understand the principle of working with these signals. Now, let's open a short-term deal on the same principle and select the next currency pair. Let's open a trade down here. Here's a slightly different entry principle since I haven't found a signal or a section of movement that would relate to the moving average, but in general, here's our 100% signal. For this strategy, we see the upper moving average of our channel indicator touching, there should be an update of the local maximum, and so on. The movement should go into a rollback. We see the upcoming exit of both oscillators from the overbought area. So here we open downside deals in the region of 15 seconds. Let's observe the dynamics of our movement. And the next deal closes in a plus. It was pretty easy. It was the basic principle of working on this strategy. We had already opened a deal for an increase, now we are opening for a decrease. I remember that I have to show you a deal for a decrease, based on the principle of touching the moving average. I have not forgotten this. We will try to do this with you, so let's actually continue our analysis and select the next currency pair. Here I want to open a trade for a decrease, rather than on this currency pair. Here we have a good touch point. We can also highlight the resistance area and the breakout level here. We see that we have a perfect touch. The local maximum should be updated. The upper moving average also touched at this point, and we are opening down again. We also see an upcoming rebound from the overbought area on our oscillators, so the deal opens down here. Let's look at the result. It would be much better to open here, of course. It would be much better. But overall, I am sure that this deal is closing in a plus. And in the last few seconds, our deal closed at a plus. We saw how mercilessly the candle gave us momentum, which is why I said that the opening level at the end of the shadow of this candle would have been much better. But nevertheless, we were a little lucky here, I agree, and we closed the deal at a plus. But as they say, the strongest are lucky, and you and I are the strongest. And actually, let's continue our trade and select the next currency pair. We will open two deals in the amount of $1,204. And here I am, ready to open a downward trade in the direction of trend dynamics, downward dynamics, and here I have already learned a lesson from our previous deal. Yes, our movement every day has a different character, and in general, we have a good touch point here. Everything is the same as in the previous deal, touching the upper moving average, our channel indicator, respectively the future update of the local maximum, and the exit from the overbought area on both sides by our oscillator. Actually, let's look at the result of our trades. We have around 15 seconds left before completion. And our deals are closing in a plus. Everything was also easy. We had a price pullback, a good opening level, as I said, so the deals were fixed as a plus. We will change the amount of the value of our transactions. Put 1,000 and open two transactions in the amount of $2,000. Let's get started and select the next currency pair. Here we open a deal for an increase, and here the principle of price corridors will work for us. Let's highlight the breakout level, and we have an ideal touch point for this price range. This area is an area of resistance, but for this price range, this area is an area of support, and we will win back from this, and we also certainly see an exit from the oversold area, according to our stochastics. So let's look at the result. Our trades remain in the region of 10 seconds. And our strategy has not failed us again. To consolidate the result, let's open 4 deals in the amount of $4,000, and I will try to find an entry for a downgrade based on the principle of a rebound from the moving average of our channel indicator. Let's try to find this entry and get started and select the next currency pair. Let's open downside deals here. Here we have a breakdown of the moving average, but we are opening in a downward trend. We have a very strong trend now, and in general, we need to highlight good touch points here, and we see that past price pullbacks reach approximately these areas if you look at the dynamics, and in general, after the breakout, you can also open a downside deal here. We also see an exit that we will have from the overbought area of the upper stochastic, so let's observe the dynamics of the movement. In our case, both the next and final transactions are closed again as a plus, without any problems. Here, yes, I agree there was an intersection of the moving averages, but in general this is the same principle of entry as you see. As you see, the local maximum has been updated and the dynamics of movement has gone down. Based on this result, I will complete the trade, proceed to the withdrawals. Select a wallet of $7,450, our current amount will be. Our operation is running successfully. That's how interesting it is today. In some places, intense trading turned out. But today, the volatility of the movement is very unpredictable. But in general, I am still very pleased with the result. Be sure to write your comments. What do you think about this strategy? Also, don't forget to subscribe to my Telegram, YouTube channel, and be sure to like it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.